first episode of Steel Ball Run came out a few days ago, and it was peak as I expected it would be. Okay, I don't really know how to do intro. Stands? If you like stands, let's talk about stands. Now, the first stand to be shown in detail on Steel Ball Run is Hey Ya. Hey Ya's user is Poco, a Georgian farmer who joined the Steel Ball Run race after a fortune teller told him he was a 1 in 5 billion lucky guy. Hey Ya's a stand that can best be described as a hype man and a guide, and Poco can be described as your uncle who always bets on 7-leg parlays. Hey Ya has no real combat capabilities and is only ever really seen hyping up Poco during the race. Despite this, there is one very interesting thing about Hey Ya that's not brought up much, and it's the fact that Hey Ya seems to have some sort of foresight. This is shown most prevalently in the first leg of the race, where Hey Ya informs Poco of a cow skeleton that Poco would have no prior knowledge of. Hey Ya's main purpose as a stand is to keep Poco as confident as possible, and if confidence is king, Poco is a god. The next stand to be featured in Steel Ball Run, and a rather simple stand, is Oh Lonesome Me, used by Mountain Tim, one of the most cowboys to ever cowboy. This stand allows Mountain Tim to separate and spread himself and others along his rope. It also seemingly grants him a supernatural control over the rope itself. I could make a Forever Alone joke here, but I feel like that'd be too on the nose. Tomb of the Boom, a rare multi-user stand. This stand shared between all 3 members of the Boom Boom family, allowing them to manipulate iron at will as well as turn anyone they touch into a magnet. The condition that a member of the Boom Boom family has to touch you to turn you into a magnet seems to also extend to their blood as well. This is shown when Benjamin Boom Boom shoots through one of Andre's wounds, getting his blood on Johnny. I would call them the Masters of Magnetism, but I feel like that'd be copyright infringement. The fourth stand to appear in Steel Ball Run, and the stand of this part's JoJo, is Tusk. Tusk is an evolving stand similar to Echo's back in Part 4, which is why I'll be talking about each act when they appear rather than all at once. Tusk Act 1 is relatively simple compared to its future acts. Gained through the power of the Holy Corpse's left arm, this act allows Johnny to imbue his fingernails and later his toenails with the spin, allowing him to shoot them like bullets. These nail bullets are shown to be incredibly strong, being able to cut through even rock. It's gonna take a long time before Johnny can learn to walk again, but this is a start. Next up, we have Boku no Rhythm wo Kiitekure. Used by Oyokomawa, a terrorist from Naples, this stand allows the user to attach small bombs to practically anything, whether that be another person, an object, water, or even the smoke from a cigarette. After a while, the highly sensitive pins will spring up and explode. There is an opportunity for you to put the pins back in before they explode, but the window is incredibly small. There is seemingly no limit to the amount of bombs the user can create. This is shown most prevalently when Oyokomawa places a bomb on every bee in a swarm, creating a bunch of little fighter pilots. Wired is the stand of Pork Pie Hat Kid, who in fact does not wear a pork pie hat. This stand manifests itself as a pair of hooked cables inside the user's mouth. Pork Pie Hat Kid can then lower these hooks into a plate of water, teleporting them to another location. Pork Pie Hat Kid then proceeds to fish for his targets. These cables are shown to be incredibly strong, even being able to lift a horse. I don't like this kid, he scares me. Scary Monsters is a very interesting stand, as it's one of the only stands seen being transferred from one user to another. Its main ability, first shown by its original user Dr. Ferdinand, is Dinosaur Infection. Scary Monsters can infect other living things with a virus and transforms whoever is infected into a dinosaur. Through the power of the Holy Corpse's left eye, Diego Brando, who had been infected by the stand, gained control over it after Dr. Ferdinand went the way of Scar Lion King. Diego's version of Scary Monsters, while still retaining its Dinosaur Infection ability, also gains the ability for Diego himself to transform at will, either fully or partially into a dinosaur. Diego takes advantage of these transformations to give himself an edge during the race. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite stands. I really like dinosaurs. The next stand in Steel Ball Run is Cream Starter. This stand is used by Hot Pants, a jockey and nun from the Kingdom of Naples, sent by the Vatican to collect the Holy Corpse's parts. This stand acts as a physical tool, requiring flesh as fuel. Ew. It can be used to heal wounds, blind a target, as well as disguise someone. One of the most interesting ways it's been seen used is when Hot Pants uses her entire body as fuel, allowing her to enter a liquid-like state and creep through small spaces. I mean, I guess it is just skin grafting, but the fact that the flesh is a liquid is really gross. Mandom is the stand of Ringo Road Again, a lover of men. Really gross. Mandom is the stand of Ringo Road Again, someone who wishes to exist in a true man's world. Mandom allows its user to rewind back 6 seconds in time. Only 6 seconds, no more, no less. Something that Ringo himself makes sure his opponents know in his duels. When time is rewound, everyone in range of the stand remembers what happened, which can be very disorienting. Mandom's ability to manipulate time means Ringo is basically the main villain of this part. Don't look into that. Catch the Rainbow, stand of Blackmore, another one of Funny Valentine's henchmen. This stand gives Blackmore the ability of rain manipulation. Blackmore most commonly uses this ability to freeze rain in place, allowing him to walk on it. Blackmore can also solidify these raindrops into blades. This manipulation also allows Blackmore to fully melt himself into rain, allowing the droplets to carry parts of him or his whole body away. Do you think Blackmore got a custom-made hood just so his little hair tuft could come out? In a Silent Way is the stand of Sandman, also known by his real name, Soundman. In a Silent Way has three major abilities. The most basic ability is to store sound in objects. This sound can then be released, causing the corresponding action to occur, causing a chop sound to, well, chop. Sandman can also turn sounds into three-dimensional objects, as shown when he uses a whoosh sound to block a bullet. As a way to direct attacks, Sandman can also create sound homunculi. This ability can also be used in conjunction with other abilities, as shown when he creates sound dinosaurs in conjunction with scary monsters. How callous do you think Sandman's feet were running all that way? And here we are coming right back to Tusk with Act 2. By using the golden rectangle, Johnny can greatly enhance his nail bullets. With Act 2, the bullets now spin around his finger like an axis, creating a drilling motion. The nails fired using this drilling motion leave bullet holes behind that then chase their targets, tearing into their vitals. The bullets fired with Act 2 take much longer to regrow, but Johnny found that by munching on herbs like a Resident Evil protagonist, he can regrow them much faster. He can also use the nails spun this way to do more mundane tasks like brushing his teeth or grating cheese. I know Johnny probably discovered the regrowth thing by drinking tea, but I think it's funnier to imagine he just started eating herbs off the ground. Sugar Mountain, or Sugar Mountain Spring, is the stand of a tree. This stand's ability is based off the tale of the honest woodcutter. Whenever someone near the tree drops an object into one of the ponds or springs nearby, the tree's guardian then gives you a choice between the object you dropped and a better alternative. If you tell the truth, then you are given both objects. The catch to this, however, is that the objects given to you must be spent or traded by the end of the day. You cannot simply give away the objects. If you fail either the first or the second trial, you end up becoming part of the tree. The tree can only store a limited number of people, so whoever is next in line will be released from the tree and become the tree's new guardian. Now I'm kind of curious what would happen if a person fell into one of the springs. TATOO U is another shared stand, shared between the 11 men. This stand allows all 11 men to exist within the same space. They use this ability to ambush their targets, as well as use each other as shields, hiding within one another or another corpse to avoid being shot. They appear to be able to teleport between one another. These guys almost killed Johnny and Gyro before being jumped by everybody in the casino. Supposedly one of them's the leader, but no one knows which one. Tubular Bells is the stand of Mike O, Funny Valentine's personal bodyguard and probably the only man more obsessed with the world than Dio Brando. This stand allows Mike to inflate metal objects like balloons, often turning them into balloon animals. These balloon animals are semi-automatic, being able to remember and track the scent of whoever Mike O wishes. Once these balloon animals reach you, they will attempt to burrow into your skin, reverting back to their true form. Mike O's preferred weapon of choice are nails, which means that this ends about as well as you think it does. These balloon animals can also float, a fact that Mike O takes advantage of to use them as a guillotine against hot pants. This stand only appeared in a few short chapters, showing that Tubular Bells really wasn't ready for the world. 20th Century Boy is the stand of Magent, a man obsessed with airplanes despite the fact that they won't be invented for another 13 years. This stand has no offensive capabilities, something that it makes up for in its near impenetrable defense. 20th Century Boy will deflect any attack coming its way. The main downside of 20th Century Boy is despite its impenetrable defense, the user must stand completely still. Despite its simplicity, 20th Century Boy is an incredibly strong stand. The only real way to beat the user of 20th Century Boy is to either catch him off guard or to put him in a situation where turning off his ability would prove fatal. I wonder if Magent is still at the bottom of that river. Civil War is the stand of Axel Rowe, a former presumably Confederate soldier who was stationed as a lookout during the Battle of Gettysburg. Civil War allows something that the target has given up or feels guilt toward to resurrect itself as a manifestation of guilt. If the object comes in contact with the target, a membrane will form that will begin to shrink and crush the target. There are only two ways to purify yourself of this guilt after being affected by it. Either splash yourself with water or allow yourself to be killed within the space. If someone is killed within the effects of Civil War, and the assailant has any amount of guilt towards that death, then the target will be resurrected and absolved of guilt, and any manifestations of guilt that target had will then be projected back onto the assailant, literally being crushed by guilt. How on the nose? Tusk Act 3. Johnny gains this ability after Jesus tells him to shoot himself. Act 3 allows Johnny to enter his bullet holes, existing in a sort of negative space. After witnessing this ability, Gyro states that even the Zappellis haven't reached this mastery of the spin. Only in JoJo will you have a Jesus Christ himself telling you to shoot yourself. Chocolate Disco is the stand of Disco, spelled with little dashes between the letters because he's a special little boy. This stand creates a grid on the ground. Any object falling or flying within the grid can be moved to another space when Disco pushes a button on his armband. That's all I'm gonna say about this stand, because if Disco can't be bothered to explain anything more, why should I be? Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, often shortened to just D4C, is the stand of Funny Valentine, President of this glorious United States of America. D4C allows the user to travel between parallel worlds, as well as allow those worlds to coexist in the same place. This is shown most prevalently when Wekapipo, Diego, and Funny Valentine all shoot Johnny at the same time. There are assumedly an infinite number of worlds, but only one world contains the corpse parts. This world is known as the base universe. If Funny Valentine is ever fatally wounded, he can travel to another world and pass his stand to another Funny Valentine, who can then travel back to the base world and continue on the mission. Travel between worlds is possible when pushed between two objects, whether that be a chair in the floor, an American flag in the ground, or a door in the wall. It is shown that when two people or objects from different worlds exist in the same location, they will begin to destroy each other, the only exception to this rule being Funny Valentine himself. Funny Valentine reminds me of someone, but I just can't put my finger on it. Ticket to Ride is the stand of Lucy's steel, manifested through the power of the Saint's Corpse as a way to protect Lucy. This stand comes with two separate abilities, the first being the aptly named Tear Cutter, which allows Lucy to tear away her streaks of tears into knives. The second ability manifests as a sort of divine protection, bringing misfortune to anyone who would choose to bring harm to Lucy. I don't really want to dwell on how she got this ability, so we're just going to move on. D4C Love Train is a special phenomenon manifested by Lucy's steel and taken advantage of by Funny Valentine. This stand creates a sort of pocket dimension in which any misfortune that would affect those inside is instead redirected elsewhere. The only known power able to break through this ability is the Golden Spin, a power that can be used by stands like Ball Breaker, the stand of Gyro Zappelli. For such a powerful stand, it's a shame that it only appears one time. Through the power of the Golden Spin, it's able to break through D4C Love Train's barrier. Ball Breaker also has the ability to dramatically age a target. Ball Breaker is manifested when the user can produce a perfect Golden Spin, something that can also be said about the final evolution of both Tusk and Johnny. Tusk Act 4 utilizes the Golden Spin, allowing it to break past Funny Valentine's barrier. Anyone touched by Tusk Act 4 is imbued with infinite rotation, causing each individual cell in their body to rotate. This infinite rotation is what finally defeats Funny Valentine, as even once he transfers his stand to another version of himself, the spin still remains. Tusk Act 4 is truly a terrifying stand and one of the most powerful in the series. A fitting end to Johnny's growth. And with that, we've gone over every stand in Steel Ball Run. Well, actually, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I just can't put my finger on what. Hi, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I do not know how to do outros. Truth is, I wanted to get this posted before the first episode of Steel Ball Run came out, but that did not happen, so I'm hoping to make more videos like this, talking about other parts of JoJo and other shows as well. But yeah, if you still want to support me, I have streams. Okay, bye.